Hi, I'm Greg Johnson with resourcesforlife.com, and this is part 2 of a video that started a year ago, about July of 2011, and here we are in August of 2012. I posted a video about the Maytag combination washer-dryer that are part of the Maxima series. You can see them here, and I wanted to answer some of the questions that people had. There were about 8,900 views on that video that I had posted. So to answer the questions, I'm just going to put the washer into a wash cycle. And as was previously mentioned through posts and answers to those posts, the knob that was squeaking before, that was easily fixed by pulling the knob out a little ways. I didn't want to do that myself. I had a person come because I didn't know if the knob would break off or whatever. But yeah, it turns out all you have to do is pull it out a little ways. So one of the questions had to do with, and in fact this applies to a lot of these front load washers, the efficient washers that are out there right now, but basically the question has to do with the washing time. And if you put it on normal, a lot of people have found, and I found this to be the case as well, that normal wash may not wash the laundry the way you want it to. So typically going to the heavy duty wash is going to give it enough time to really get through a sizable load of laundry. And if you're really wanting, if it's towels or something, you really want to make sure it gets clean and sanitized. You can put it on allergen, as you see here. If you put it on that allergen setting, then it's going to take almost 2 hours. And if you go ahead and put in something like stain clean or extra rinse, you can get up to almost 2.5 hours wash time. So that's a concern that some people have had, is just that it just takes too long for clothes to wash in these kinds of washers. The reason for that is that they are extending the wash cycle but using less water, and that's the only way to really accomplish that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for a second and get some laundry detergent in there, and then give you a chance to hear what the washer sounds like. The detergent just goes in this sliding drawer, which I'll go ahead and point out now, it's removable. You can push that little lever, pull the entire mechanism out. That gives this a chance to dry inside here, and also you can wash this tray maybe once a week, or some people like to do that after each time you've run a load of laundry through, once you're finished with all your cycles. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and fill this with some detergent. One thing I like about the extended wash cycle is, for those of you who are concerned about wanting to get clothes clean, I've heard a lot of people, there's this misconception, I think, that you have to use really harsh detergents that are harmful to the environment in order to get your clothes clean. And with a front load washer like this and the extended wash cycles, I like to use this Green Shield Organic. There's some other options out there that are good for the environment, get your clothes clean, and don't cost a lot of money. So anyway, I just put like barely 1/4 of a capful in there, and now we're ready to start this wash cycle. Once the machine gets started, one of the questions people had was with regard to the sound that it makes. How noisy is it? And you'll get a chance to experience that here in just a second. And it's really pretty quiet. In fact, if I step outside now of the pantry there and close the door, you can barely hear that. So for folks that have a pantry that can have the door closed, that will help. And even so, if you have a washer dryer that are in an open room, it really doesn't put off that much sound. And particularly once the water has stopped flowing, all you'll hear would be the turning of the drum. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to turn on the dryer just to give you an idea of how that works. Basically, again, here you can select some different settings. On the dryer, I find that these lower settings actually work pretty well. There's a 37-minute dry time that uses low heat and seems to get most things pretty dry. You know, unless you have some blue jeans, you might want to put it on denim, which is 50 minutes. But the dryer is pretty efficient, and then I'm just going to turn this on. So that's the sound of the washer and the dryer going at the same time. Pretty typical. You know, I don't sense that it's noisier than any other unit, and if anything, it seems like it's quieter. I'm going to step out again, give you an idea of what it sounds like. You know, now we're in the hallway right outside of that pantry area. You can just barely hear the dryer humming along there, and the washer sound kind of disappears. So I think that addresses most of the questions. And you know, one thing I wanted to point out is that now it's been over a year. We've had a chance to really use these on a regular basis, and I've not had any mechanical problems with them. There's been no operational problems. There's been no problem with the smell that people talk about with the washer. Front-loading washers are typically problematic because the water can just sort of sit in the drum if it doesn't spin all the way out. But if you're having that problem, you may want to look at some things like, for example, are you washing some, you know, what are you washing? If you're washing, let's say you're washing some blankets or something, and those are wet when you get done, and then you transfer them to the dryer, you're going to leave some moisture in the washer. And one thing that we like to do is make sure that the washer is, the door is open, and we keep this room open and the air conditioner is on, so it dries out pretty quick. It's a good idea to wipe it down and pull out that detergent drawer that I showed you earlier. So I think that pretty much covers all the questions and concerns that people had. I really appreciate all of the viewers' comments and questions and feedback, and I hope that this video has answered all your questions. If not, feel free to post again, and I'll try to put another video together. So once again, this is Greg Johnson with ResourcesForLife.com. Take care.